In Asia, okay, in animal health field, and I think it's a good question because innovation is, in the early days, I think a lot of people generic pharmaceutical things, and now really even the Chinese companies realize they need innovation. They need new products and better products. So I think in both pharma and biologicals, they all have the potential the need to innovate. Especially vaccines and infectious disease control in China is still a big thing. Pharmaceuticals, I think for the companion animal side, there's a lot of room for companion animals, pharmaceutical innovation. Yeah.
What kind of technologies are most exciting to you?
I am personally, I'm an immunologist, so vaccine immunology. So I like to develop new vaccines. The vaccines can be used to eradicate a disease, not just to control, but to get rid of it. So the animals don't have to deal with the infections, and the farmers will reduce their cost. Yeah.
How important do you think investment is for the future of animal health in Asia?
I think it's very important, and this is not just because I talk to people both in developed world in the U.S. But also in China, and also I work with industry, but also work with the finance people actually on Wall Street. So there are companies, actually investment companies or hedge fund company on Wall Street are interested in agriculture, especially animal health in Asia. So this is just the last few months. So I think it's the time for that. Yeah. Yeah.
How important do you think kind of global collaborations are, and how best can we achieve those?
I think global collaboration is a must, and it's doable now. You know, if you ask me 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I think it's difficult. Today's technology made it much easier, so it's not that difficult actually to have labs in multiple continents and still work very efficiently. I used to work for a big farm, Pfizer, and in those days we already have. But today the technology makes it even much more easier. I think there's a good need for where the technology are, especially in animal health field, developed in North America. There's a need, there's a products, new technology developed there, but there's need in Asia. So the collaboration, global collaboration can be really complementary, where the new technology can be commercialized, new products can be developed in the countries like Asia where they need that. Yeah.
What can we expect to see from the animal health industry in the next 24 months?
Next 24 months, and I think this conference will generate a lot of excitement for not just for the animal health companies, but probably will for the government to think about it too, because you brought this to their doorstep. I think there'll be more people from all set of I consider animal health as a community. You know, the industry is one part of the community. There'll be education community. So we need to educate the workforce. You know, part of the reason they don't have the good products, they don't have the workforce can develop them. So, and then the government regulatory agencies. So I see in the next 24 months, there'll be more discussions about how can we work together. Yeah.
What are the biggest challenges for you personally and for the animal health industry to overcome, and how do you think this event can help us overcome those challenges?
I think, well, I think is, personally, I think, you know, as I mentioned, I think this is a really, there's a big need for this. You know, I remember even 5 or 6 years ago, I talked to animal health companies in China because there's a similar thing event in Kansas City. And I work in the industry before. I think for the industry companies work together on something is quite challenging because there's a conflict of interest for them to work together. But there's a need for that too. So how to work with the government, especially in Asia and in China. So they need to work together and talk to the government. So make the regulatory environment that is industry friendly, not just regulate them without helping them. Personally, I think, you know, to make it work, we need a lot of people. So I'm glad I can be part of a small team to help you guys. Yeah.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Can you just give us a couple of lines on how you found the event so far,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're looking forward to in the next 2 days.
Yeah, I think this event is very exciting. So we now in the morning we have the overview of the Chinese animal health in sectors. So we know a big picture about that, and then we have a few three companies, very interesting technologies. So I imagine, and I went to the conference rooms. There's a lot of one-on-one meetings. So I think that you have new deals. So I advise you guys follow up with the discussions and to see, where all the meetings lead to. I'm very confident, very optimistic, and excited about this next 2 days. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem. Yep. Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Amazing.
Okay.
So much
Thank
on
you.
behalf